Hey everybody, welcome back to Everyday Barbecue. My name is Mike. I've got my friend Chef Karl back with me today.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for being here again. The weather outside has been so cold and miserable, I just have not been able to get out there and do another video since I did that 60 below and I got sick. I had another video planned for this weekend, but again, we're at record-setting low temperatures for this season or for this time of year, so we're going to do something inside. Now, with all this said about bad weather, I know spring is right around the corner, and today we're going to show you 3 different versions of Chef Karl's fresh spring salsa that you can make as soon as that weather gets nice by you and you've got your first barbecue for your guests. We're going to get started right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all these ingredients one by one. We're going to show you the amounts. This total amount of ingredients is going to make you about 3 cups of salsa, or 3.5 maybe, depends on how you chop everything up, but 3 to 3.5 cups, which is pretty normal for a normal get-together or barbecue. So let's go over these ingredients one by one with the amounts.
Okay, we have 1 cup of diced red onions, 1 cup, a half cup of orange peppers, 1/2 cup of the diced yellow peppers, 1/2 cup of diced green peppers, 2 cups of diced tomatoes, and try to get the ripest ones you can find. About 2/3 of a bunch, and this is optional, of cilantro. And Mike, you know, sometimes people don't like cilantro. I tell them too bad, but you can also make a small batch without it. About 1/4 of a diced seeded jalapeno, and we take the seeds out because that's the hottest part, and the white veins on the jalapeno are also hot. You add as much or as little as you like, but dice it's fine. Okay, we got 1/4 cup of balsamic dressing, believe it or not, and that's because it's got a little oil in it, it's got onion, it's got garlic, it's perfect seasoning to add. I also add 2 stevia, because I'm borderline diabetic, or you can add sugar, brown sugar, white sugar, and also the zest of a lemon or lime if you like. That's where all the oils are, and it gives you that extra flavor, and I've never seen anybody putting it in their salsa before. So, okay, about 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and if you're leery on the salt, add half of it first, and then after it's all mixed, if it's not salty enough, you can always add more, you can't take it away. We have a little ground cracked black pepper to taste. The juice from 2 medium limes. And with that, you put the lime in the coconut and drink it all down. I'm sorry, it's a medication. So anyway, so we can just start assembling now if you like.
One of these versions is going to have black beans, and Chef Karl and I wanted to share something really important with you. So if you're going to do the black bean version, make sure you strain the black beans. Now this is what they look like strained. If you don't strain the black beans, this is what they're going to look like. Pretty much a puddle of mud. And that's going to cause a lot of discoloration, and it's going to make some pretty ugly salsa.
And thin it down.
And it's going to thin it down. So be sure you strain. Now before we started this video, we went ahead and chopped up some of these veggies, including the jalapeno. We chopped up the cilantro. Chef Karl showed me this really neat little juicer that we used for the lime juice, which was super cool. And then he's got this awesome tool for pitting a tomato that gives you the ability to have absolutely 0 waste. So now that you know what goes in this, let's go ahead and start assembling this. All right, so there's our tomato.
All right. Now we could add any ingredients you want. The red onion, and I like the red onion versus white onion. You can certainly use a white onion. It just looks pretty. It's got a nice, makes it springier. Is that a term? Springier?
I think so. It works for me.
Yes. I don't know. Okay, now we're going to put the peppers in. The orange.
We've got our orange pepper here.
Look how pretty it is already. It's like a rainbow. The green peppers, dice. And you know, if some are bigger than the other dices, don't worry, it's going to taste great. And then the yellow peppers. Then the cilantro. And you could dice the cilantro as coarse or as fine as you want. I like it a little coarser. It's just, to me, that's more authentic. But or you can leave it out, but you won't be my friend then.
Well, and I and I love cilantro, as you can see. I mean, we piled it high here, so.
Yeah. So the jalapeno, if you know, put in as little or as much as you want. I like jalapeno, Mike does too, so we'll put in about a half a jalapeno. That we seeded and took the white veins out of. And is there something about jalapenos we should remember, Mike?
Yeah, be sure, and you're going to notice when you see, you probably saw earlier in the video that I was chopping the jalapeno and I gloved up. Guys, this is especially important for you, okay? Because there's really bad things that can happen if you don't. And let's say you're having a beer, and all of a sudden you got to go run to the restroom, you know, so I think you kind of follow what I'm saying.
And
so,
my God.
I went right to DEFCON 5. Yeah. So
that's
use
bad.
the glove. Use the glove,
please,
when you're working with the jalapeno. Okay.
Okay. Now we have the zest of the lime and lemon, but just beautiful. And we use this is a zester. I'll let Mike show you.
This is our zesting tool here, which you guys have all seen, but this is what we used to go ahead and get the zest.
And then you can put the, like I said, I use stevia because I'm borderline diabetic, but if you're not, you can use brown sugar, white sugar, or you don't have to put sugar in. It's up to you. I just like that little sweetness with this acid. Acidic.
Both?
Yeah. Just dump it right in. Boom. I'd say bam, but that's somebody else's punchline. So.
Yeah, we'll get sued.
I don't want to do that. Okay, then you add the lime juice.
Lime juice going in.
And then we add the balsamic dressing. Now we need a little, we can use just to stir it up. Or there, perfect, thank you. And Mike, you want to give it a stir? And a lot of times I'll make this about an hour or two ahead because I like to let it sit and the flavors marinate or mingle or whatever you want to say. And the best way to taste everything is once you think you got it, put it on a chip. And we warm our chips for our guests for a minute or two in the oven. And you can either get chips that are salted or unsalted. But look how pretty that looks.
Yeah, this is absolutely beautiful. And I'd like to reiterate on what you just stated about letting it sort of sit and get happy together. I found that when you make homemade salsa, the best time to eat it is, you know, about a day after you've made it, because that's the perfect time when you still maintain all the fresh flavor and everything's had time to meld and go together. When you start getting into that day 2 and 3, you'll notice because there's no preservatives in the stuff you make at home, it also starts to kind of lose its flavor a bit. So that 24-hour period, and so if you do this a couple hours or even a day in advance, you're going to hit a home run. And
the salsa will thicken slightly because there's a I wasn't drinking, pectin, or I call it like a gelatin in there from the fresh vegetables. And then sometimes I made it, and it's for some reason some vegetables have more, it almost comes out like thick. So I have to thin it down with a little like tomato juice or something.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Add our salt?
Salt, yeah. Okay. Half.
Half of it, all right.
Nah, to go the whole thing, I know it. We know what we're doing.
A little bit of black pepper?
Yeah, perfect. And then stir it up, and we should taste it. Well, that looks nice, Mike.
It really is.
We should do this for a living or something.
Yeah, right. This looks really good. And you know what? I can smell. When you and I talked about this on the phone, and you said balsamic vinaigrette, I was like, I mean, I wasn't thinking that it was weird, but it was uncharacteristic.
It is uncharacteristic. This is something, my own twist on it.
Well, and I can smell it coming out of there, and I'm telling you what, I think it's going to be really good. Let's give it a shot.
All right. I always end up doing that. Maybe I need a smaller.
All right, so this is our base. This is what we're calling our base salsa.
Right.
All right. So here we go. Cheers, everybody.
That is good, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, really taste that balsamic vinegar.
Comes out there. Now, after you make it this way once, if you think you don't want the balsamic in there, you can cut it back, take it out. But I think it's, everyone's gonna go, this is different, it's fresh, it's bright, it's got flavor.
It's so good, I'm going in for more.
And it's vegetarian, vegan, so it's good for everybody. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now let's take some of this out. We're going to divide this into thirds.
So this is our base salsa recipe right here, which is everything you just saw.
I will put the 2 more spoons in here of the base.
Okay.
It's sort of like a sourdough starter. You start off with your starter, and then you can make sourdough by adding other ingredients to it. Okay, now let's put in the black beans, if you would.
Yep. So again, we've got our base salsa here, and this is the one we're going to go ahead and add. Remember, these are strained and rinsed black beans.
Yep.
And we're going to go ahead and give this a little mix.
And again, let that sit, let the beans mingle with all the other flavors. And that should give it a real pretty look.
That's gorgeous. Put the remainder of this in dish number 3. Mm-hmm. And this is where we go mango, right?
Right, the last, no, I won't say.
Go ahead, say it.
I was going to say this could be the last mango in Paris. And if you're old as I am, you'll know what that is. Okay.
All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to show you, and I'm going to get this camera positioned, but we're going to show you how to properly go ahead and carve up this mango with that flat pit.
Not Brad Pitt.
Not Brad Pitt, flat pit.
Flat pit. And the mango, when you go to a store, I always just kind of, like they used to say with melons, kind of push over. If it got a little give, it's probably pretty right. Now, I try to feel with the knife. There's the pit. The pit. Yeah, come on, come back. And you can see, basically, this is the pit. I'm not going to scrape it down, but it's, can you see the, and you can see the size of it.
So that whole centerpiece, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
So then, what I'd like to do, always keep your fingers out of the way, and then I take the skin off, but somebody might like it on. And then you can make this as large or as small as you want. Ouch! Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, that's pretty good. Look how pretty that is.
So we're going to go ahead and mix this up.
Let's mix it up. And like I said, if you like, you can also put pineapple in. It's sort of a tropical salsa.
It's very pretty, very colorful.
Yeah.
So we're going to review these again. This is our base salsa right here. This is the version with the black beans. And here's our mango. Probably this is the most colorful of the bunch, but
Yeah, it is.
I mean, gosh, I feel like I'm going to like the black bean one the best. Let's try them and see.
All right. There you go, Mr. Mike.
All right, here we go. So we tried the first one. Now let's try this black bean out.
Yeah, I'll see if I can not break the chip in 7 pieces.
Very pretty.
That's good. Need a margarita. Boy, and I'm not lying, this is really good stuff.
I'm telling you, that balsamic vinaigrette really sets this off.
And
I bet you it's going to pair really nice with that mango.
It will. And these chips are delicious too.
There we are with the mango.
Well, it's good.
Oh, wow.
The only thing that stops you from making good salsa is how much creativity you have. Like I said, you could add pineapple. You know, I'm sure you could add pear, apple, but it won't have the color.
Well, and we talked about that. You can substitute the mango for pineapple if you prefer pineapple.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you what, this mango goes really good. And I'll say it again, the balsamic vinaigrette, I'd never heard of that before in salsa. Outstanding idea. I mean, it lights up all three of these, no matter which one you want. Now, none of these are super spicy. As a matter of fact, there's barely any heat at all. Yeah. So if you want more jalapeno, add more jalapeno. The salt that we used in here, I think, is perfect.
Yeah.
And somebody may want it saltier, go ahead and use more. Remember, salt and pepper are always to taste in anything you cook, especially with salsa. But my experience with the salt with salsa is that if you're going to let it sit for a day, use a little less salt at first, because the longer you let it sit, the more that flavor is going to come out.
Yep.
You might think it's too salty the next day.
Yep. And if it is, then dice another fresh tomato into it and it'll thin it out.
There you go. So that's it for this spring salsa recipe. We've got 3 different versions here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Anything else that we need to let them know before we go?
Enjoy. Spring is coming, believe it or not. They said by June 2nd. They said it should be at least 40 degrees. So.
And it would be great, because I'm freezing every day. Record low temps today. Today's March. Well, I shouldn't put a date on it. It's early March, let's just say that. And it's super cold outside.
Oh, it's one day before my 71st birthday, too.
Well, so we got to wish a happy birthday. Please, in the comments below, let's wish a happy birthday to Chef Karl. And again, he's going to be starting his own channel soon. We're just going to knock out a few more videos together. He's learning from me and I'm learning from him. As soon as he gets his own channel, I'll let you guys know. I'll put it in the description of a video. I'll do a shout out for him, and you guys can get over there and subscribe.
And I'll appreciate it too, though.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate it.
I hope you'll ask me back here too.
Absolutely. Okay. And I hope you'll ask me over to your place.
Oh, you're on the first show, by the way.
All right. Well, listen, take care. Till next time. We'll see you guys on the next episode.